In this video, we'll be looking at how we can convert angles from degrees to radians and from radians to degrees. So first of all, what do we mean by the radian? Well, the radian measure is just a unit of an angle, and it's used to give the value of an angle in rads or in radians, and it's defined as the length of an arc. So an angle in radians is defined as the length of an arc, like L here, divided by the length of the radius. So from the center to the circumference. So this angle theta in radians here is the length of this arc divided by the radius. That's how the radian is defined. So looking at the figure, this figure that we have here, angle theta in radians is the length of the arc L divided by r, the radius of the circle. So theta in radians equals L over r. Now, but when the length of an arc is the whole circle, let's assume that the length of the arc concerned is this whole circle, and you know that when you're dealing with the whole circle, that arc is called the circumference. So when the length of the arc is the whole circle, we have the length of the arc to be the circumference of the circle, and the angle for the whole circle becomes 360 degrees. Yeah, so when we're dealing with the whole circle, the total angle in the circle is 360 degrees. So the total angle at a point throughout the point in the circle is 360 degrees. So therefore, theta in rads, so the angle theta in radians for the whole circle, will be the circumference of the circle over the radius of the circle r. So for the whole circle, theta is going to be circumference of the circle divided by the radius of the circle. But you know that from circle geometry that the circumference of a circle is given by the formula 2 pi r. So theta in rads is going to be 2 pi r divided by r, since we said that theta in radians is the length of the arc divided by the radius of the arc. So the length of the arc for the whole circle is 2 pi r divided by r. So theta in radians for the whole circle is 2 pi radians when r cancels r. So theta in radians for the whole circle is 2 pi radians. But remember that the total angle in a circle in degrees is 360 degrees, which is what we have here. So now we said that theta in radians, we have established that theta in radians for a whole circle is 2 pi radians, and we know that the angle in degrees for the whole circle is 360. So it therefore means that 2 pi radians equals 360 degrees. So 2 pi radians equals 360 degrees. So this is the basis for conversion of degrees from radians to degrees, or from degrees to radians. So 2 pi rads, 2 pi radians equals 360 degrees. So if you want to express it in terms of radians, if you divide both sides by 2 pi, you're going to have 2 pi divided by 2 pi gives you 1 equals 360 divided by 2 pi. So 1 radian equals 360 over 2 pi. If you go ahead and divide again, 2 is going to be 180. So you can say 1 radian equals 180 degree over pi. So 1 radian equals 180 degree over pi, or 1 radian equals 360 over 2 pi. So in terms of radians, 1 rad equals 360 over 2 pi. How about if we want to express it in terms of degrees? So from this first equation here, we can divide both sides by 360. If we divide both sides by 360, we're left with 1 degree here. So 1 degree equals 2 pi over 360 here, rads. So 1 degree equals 2 pi over 360 rads. 1 degree equals 2 pi over 360 rads. So from this basic one here, we can derive everything. If you just know this equation here, you will be fine. 2 pi radians equals 360 degrees, and this radius is just the unit of the radian measure of degree. The same way the degree here, degree sign here, is the sign for the unit of degrees. Now we're gonna look at a few examples showing how we can convert from radians to degrees and from degrees to radians. So the first example says convert 5 pi radians to degrees. So remember, we established that 1 radian equals 360 degrees over 2 pi. So if someone tells you that $1 equals 10 eggs, what would $2 equal? 2 times 10, right? So the same thing you do here. You're told that 1 radian equals this. So 5 pi radians will be 5 pi times what you have here. So let's go ahead and do that. So 5 pi radians will be equal to 5 pi times 360 over 2 pi. And then pi cancels pi. 2 goes in 360 and you have 180. 5 times 180 equals 900 degrees. So 5 pi radians is equal to 900 degrees. Now the second example says we should convert 180 degrees to radians. So remember that 1 degree, as we proved before, is equal to 2 pi over 360 radians. So now we have 180 degrees. So 1 degree equals this, so 180 degrees will be what? 180 times this. So 180 in 360 is 2. And 2 cancels 2 here, and we're left with pi. So 180 degrees is equal to pi radians. Now example 3 says convert pi over 4 radians to degrees. Now we know that 1 radian equals 360 degrees over 2 pi. So pi over 4 radians will be pi over 4 times what we have here. Since 1 is this, so pi over 4 will be pi over 4 times this. So pi over 4 times 360 over 2 pi. Pi cancels pi. 4 here, 1. 4 in 360 is 90 degrees. So pi over 4 radian equals 90 over 2. That's 45 degrees. So pi over 4 radian equals 45 degrees.